All right, this is like take 7 of me trying to do this. Here we go. Okay, so I had to start a new world because in butt fart poo poo I kept dying. So enter doo doo poopy fart. It's a pretty cool world so far. Got me some birch and timbers. I literally just started it. I was recording it earlier on a different recording software, and it was not working out. Anyway, I just got my things, and I'm starting to make my. I know I could have made a shovel, but like wooden shovel, really? Am I? If I make a wooden shovel, am I that much better off than just shoveling with my crafting table? Anyway, so here's what I thought I'd do. Just a little something, just a little fun times, just a little good thing. Is So today we got things done. I mean, you know, I distracted my own students from learning as per usual, so that's good. Just if you're one of them, just know that I know that I do that. Anyway, and oh, when rocks impregnable are not so stout. Anyway, so yeah, I also got so I got all my grades submitted. And we did not do much in the way of work today because last day before a 2 week break. I mean, what am I gonna do? Like, I gotta get my grades in. Am I gonna add more grades? I don't have standards. I don't have content, and it's a lame duck day. So anyway, so yeah, but I got my play casted, and that's the main thing. Now this is gonna be a better. I already started trying to record this before, but yeah, I decided that that was terrible and that I should be ashamed of myself, and also that I need the same recording slash screen capturing software that I use at home, even though this computer is nowhere near as good at capturing and recording things as my one at home, because my new computer is a beast. Just you wait till I get that battle station fully operational. I already have the cute anime girl wallpaper and everything. Anyway, okay, know this. I do have the anime girl stuff, but it's only like I am poking fun at the idea of that being a thing. I'm not. No, I'm not that guy. I know you think I'm that guy, and I didn't know that, especially because I'm just saying that I'm not that guy. It makes it seem like extra, like, oh, he definitely that guy though. You can think of what you want, but I know in my heart, when I talk to Jesus, that I am not. Because I talk to Jesus and be like, hey, Jesus, what's up? And he's like, I told you, you gotta stop calling me that. And I'm like, nah, come on, G man. He's like, my name doesn't even start with G. Like, your nicknames are terrible. You know what? I'm gonna send you to hell. And I'm like, oh, come on, Jizo. Like, you ain't gonna do me like that. Come on, Jeez Whiz. And he's like, come on, Jeezy Creasy. Yeah, frankly, he hates me, but I do talk to him. So, I forgot the point I was making. I was having so much fun with blasphemy. Oh, yes, blasphemy. Nothing more fun than blasphemy. At least that's what Satan told me in my heart when I pray to him at night. Anyway, so, hey, Dingus, are you listening to this with your headphones out? Like, your parents are gonna assume that I'm freaking serious, and that's gonna get me in all kind of trouble. They're Sennheisers. They're nice headphones. Why don't you wear them? You idiot. My God, I'm gonna tell that girl to break up with you again. And I do too. This is like a daily occurrence. Anybody who knows me knows that I tell that girl to break up with him on the daily. Yeah, and I also tell Mr. Daly that, and Mr. Daly is like, yeah, why is she with him? And I'm like, right? Anyway, we are in agreement on that point, and that point alone, that she needs to break up with him. I mean, I thought she was like full of self confidence and whatnot, and like that she knew that she was like a good person and stuff. Why are you gonna be with Mr. Dingle McCringle anyway? Regardless, I'm just gonna bake me up some charcoal so that assures that I will find coal in the very next rock that I dig through. Anyway, so yeah, I got this play casted, and I want to be able to go through. I want to be able to talk about who got what part. Oh, I'm trying to get the paper. You hear that? There's a rustling and a bustling of paper. Nothing better in video content than to hear someone fumble with paper. Anyway, I told you, I know how to make good content for the YouTubes. Anyway, sitting here with my delightful Jerail. I wish it has some gin in it, but maybe we'll see tonight. I'm going to be spring breaking, putting some gin in my Jerail. Anyway, so we are, busting through some rocks, feeling good about it. I'm going to come up here. Yeah, this pickaxe is going to die soon, so it's really time for me to upgrade all of my things. Give me the good sword. I didn't even hit anything with my sword. This is such a waste of stupidity. Anyway, I'm going to get me that 2 good pickaxes. Bop. Bop. I mean, they're not that good, let's be honest. But, and I'm going to make me this one. Oh, and then, you know what? Just for you guys, I'm going to make myself a shovel. Because everybody always gets on my case. They're like, hey, why you don't got a shovel, man? And I'm like, why are you, person in my head, why are you such a cholo? And they're like, hey, it's not about me, Holmes. It's about you and you not having a shovel. And man, I tell you, the voice in my head, such a cholo. Anyway, much love for the cholo peoples. If you are one of the United Cholos of America, just know that like I'm a big fan. I'm not kidding. Like I'm not messing around. I'm not joking. I do enjoy myself being around the cholos, but I am 100% certain that they do not feel the same way about me. Guaranteed. They're like, hey, who's this widow? Like, anyway, it's, yeah, I am very white. I'm a white type person. I'm a very nerdy type white guy, and that is not what cholos are all about. I mean, we could bond over our mutual love of the delightful music of one Morrissey, but, anyway, I do love Morrissey, and surprisingly, or perhaps unsurprisingly, so do a lot of cholos. They really like Morrissey, and they're not wrong. He makes good music. Loved him in the Smiths, love him on his own. Anyway, so I'm going to go through this cast list because if any of my students actually watch this, I just want to talk about, who got what part and why, and, sort of give my reasoning on some of these things. I usually don't do this, but I'm feeling good. Seems like everybody is pretty solid on their pretty solid, feeling good about the parts they got. I haven't heard any complaints, no crying, no wondering, no issues, no problems. So yeah, this is pretty good. It's not bad. Anyhow, so first and foremost, you know where we're starting. We starting with everybody's favorite. Now look, here's the thing. You know and I know. You know and I know who runs all this. Did I do the hands? You know I did the hands. Why would I not be doing the hands? When I say that Zoe runs all this, you can hear my voice. You cannot see me doing the hands, but I do it because Zoe's still like always and forever running this. Um anyway, but I mean this year Antenor is killing it. Like he's killing it right now. That is the consensus of the people. We've talked it over, we've discussed it, and Antenor is killing it right now. So yeah, that's the thing. That is absolutely a thing. So we're gonna talk about Antenor, because you know he bring it hard. His his sexy sex appeal game is unparalleled, absolutely unparalleled. You know, he be thirst trapping all day. So and look, I know that if you are an outsider, if you are not part of the cult that is my drama class, then if you heard this, you're like, wait, this is a teacher talking about a student? Yeah, you're right. A very normal teacher-student relationship. I just find him devilishly handsome, and yeah. And you know, I know what a thirst trap looks like, and that's what I'd be looking at. Anyway, so Antenor, in the role of Dion. Now Dion is a bully. Now, am I typecasting? Do I think Antenor is a bully? No, he's not a bully per se. I mean, he bullies my heart with that, you know, supreme thickness he be bringing to the table every day. But no, he's not a bully. He didn't try out for that many roles, and it was upsetting. That boy all the time be like, oh, I don't know, I'm never good at this. And it's like, dude, have you met you? He apparently has not, because everyone around him believes in him way more than he does. That's a problem. We gotta work on that. But yeah, he got a role. He's gonna play it well. Dion bullies this kid named Cyrus. Cyrus is a self-sufficient nerd, like everything I aspire to be. Anyway, so yeah, that's Antenor. He's gonna be a bully that you're gonna be looking at, and you're gonna be like, why am I so attracted to this bully right now? He's so attractive. He's starting to make me feel like the Cyrus kid deserves it or something. Anyway, so yeah, that is Antenor in the role of Dion. Now we also have up next after. Coming up right after Antenor. These are all alphabetical by actor name. I never list these out alphabetical by actor name. I always do it by which part appears first in the play, but because I'm writing the play and I haven't decided what order the scenes are going to go in yet, I mean, except for one. There's one that I know we're going to end on because it gets heavy, and we can't just be like, here's this heavy one. Now let's, have this person hit on that person, and that person be like, no way, Jose, because I know how to write a good play. That's the kind of entertainment value you get when you come to one of my shows. It's characters being like, hey girl, and the girl being like, no way, Jose, because you gotta raise them stakes. You gotta make the audience feel it. Anyway, but yeah, up next, in the role that was originally named Callista. Callista, I'm changing it to Carissa, because Callista, who do you think of when I say Callista? That's right, you are old like me, and you think of Callista Flockhart, who had the starring role on Ally McBeal, and everybody was like, is she anorexic? Except for the bad part is that the character in this play has an eating disorder and is anorexic, and so that's not gonna play well. That's not gonna play well with people being like, oh, I see, he's just named her that because of Callista Flockhart. And all of my students have assured me, like, nobody else is going to know who Callista Flockhart is. And I say, au contraire. Au contraire, mon frère. Because as long as old gay people still exist, I myself, in case you're wondering, middle-aged and not gay, but I call myself old all the time. And the way that I talk about the sex appeal of my male students may make you wonder. I'm just comfortable in who I am. That's what that is. Oh, I swear to God, if I'm crossing a ravine right now, I'm gonna be pissed. Wait, what level am I on? Let me find out. F3, this business. Oh, that actually, when I have 3 at home, it's huge. It takes up the whole screen. This is a much smaller screen than I have at home. Anyway, so yeah, in the role of Callista, Callista is a girl who, her best friend is like, hey, guess what? I've been in love with you this whole time. And she's like, I can't handle this right now because I need you to be my friend, to be my best friend, the one person I can rely on. Because as it turns out, she has an eating disorder. And so she doesn't even truly love herself. And so she feels like she can't love anybody else, especially not like turning the corner on this friendship like that. She just can't handle. Was that my? Oh, okay. Anyway, she just can't handle it like that. She's just trying to live life, and it's hard. It's hard sometimes. I mean, we put all these expectations on girls' body image and like, oh, you got to be like this. You can't be like that. You got to look like the one in the magazine. It's like, rough. It's a rough time. And we as a society should feel good about being ashamed with how we've, what we have done with body image with young women, especially. Like, come on, people. Anyway, so taking on that role is everybody's favorite. That is Cameron, aka Queequeg. I'm the only one who calls her / him / pronouns they. Yeah. That uses Queequeg because of reasons and purposes. And so can you call that person Queequeg? I prefer that you didn't. That's like my thing. I get to do that. Anyway, so, I ruined it. Anyway, but yeah, let me tell you this, is that like, thinking back, I don't know I'm trying to remember what roles Queequeg has had up to this point in my drama class, and none of them have ever been like, really that big. But Queequeg was killing it, like absolutely crushing every single audition. Auditioned for multiple roles, and the Carissa role, which used to be Callista, but we're changing it because of Ms. Flockhart. Anyway, because I don't want people to be like, see, he thinks Ally McBeal is anorexic. Anyway, I mean, honestly, I'm trying not to body shame anybody. So, yeah, we're changing that role name to Carissa. And because it's such a long monologue for that one, I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna make Queequeg take on any more than that. I easily could have. Easily. There were like at least 3 other roles I could have just been like, you're perfect for this one, you're perfect for that one. You knocked this one out the park. You hit this one so hard I don't even know where it is right now. I can't even find it. Anyway, but yeah, just crushing it. Lots of people crushed it this year, and I'm just very, very happy. That in a year that's been legitimately hard for all the teaching, that so many students crushed it. So, Yeah, congratulations, Queequeg. You crushed it. You killed it. I gave you a good part. Good role that you can sink your teeth into. Really something that you can have fun with. Connor up next. Connor, this is me taking a sip of my delicious Jarale. Um, anyway, so yeah, Connor also had some. He gave me some interesting takes, some things to think about. And here's the thing. I'm gonna be honest on this one. When I was in high school and I was in the theater program, I kind of got pigeonholed as a character actor, and I never got to play like leading man type roles. It was always, oh, I actually need my shovel. It was always a little disappointing because you show up and everybody kind of wants you want the validation of being like, hey, I can handle a role that requires the audience to imagine that I could ever be in a relationship. Oh, excuse me. That Jarale, it gets to you. You drink a Jarale and then tell me you're not gonna burp up some bubbles. It's like fizzy lifting drinks up in here. Anyway, so there we are. So yeah, like Connor has done a lot of character type roles in my plays in the past, and he's done a really good job at it. Like my wife has still talked about the fact that in a play called The Waiting Room, really cool play. It's kind of a waiting room for death kind of an idea, and there's a receptionist who is like, it has to be this sort of semi-mysterious, semi-icy cold type figure, and yeah, that was the role that Connor got in that play, and yeah, the missus be like, that was my favorite part in the play. So he's done really well, but I know for a fact, because reasons, that he has felt underutilized and underappreciated. And guess what? That's how I felt my senior year of drama. And so, as it hath been done unto me, so did I render unto others. Didn't Jesus tell me to do it just like that? I mean, I swear. Anyway, I'm just trying to Jesus it up in here, and people, you just let me. Will you let me Jesus? You won't. Sometimes. Anyway, okay, down one more. Anyway, indeed. So the fact of the matter is, like, I know that he has felt criminally underrated and underutilized, and it is entirely possible that it is so, and not just entirely possible, but it's probably factually correct, the factually correct statement. I never wanted for it to be that way, but sometimes it's the way it goes. Like, I have had many, many very skilled actors. I've been very, very lucky. 3/4 of my, one, two, three, four. Yeah, 3/4 of my drama department are seniors this year, and don't think that I'm not, sad to see. Like, I'm happy that everybody's like, I hope you all better graduate. I will be pissed this year. People like failing econ and stuff like that, failing required classes. I'm gonna be pissed. But I keep getting Iron. That's good. That's good. I like Iron. Anyway, so yeah, Connor was really doing some good auditions. Now the fun thing is that there's no like main role in this one, but there is a character that I did put a lot of care and thought into because I had a conversation with one of my LGBTQ students, and it is an LGBTQ character, and they were worried that I was creating a character whose like essential quality was their gayness. You know what I'm saying? Like, did I make that 4 wide? Yeah. Derp, herp, or burp. I'm gonna stop making it 4 wide because I know how to count. Anyway, so yeah, they were like, did you just make a character gay so that you can have a gay character, and that's just gonna be the only thing about them is that they're gay? I was like, no, that was never my intent. You know, first of all, never my intent. Is that, how it may have gone? Certainly. I mean, it's hard to create characters in general, to create characters that seem real, that seem realistic. Anyway, so after that discussion, I really put a lot of thought into why this character was going to still be in the closet, because like, the being in the closet thing creates the conflict for the scene because someone finds out who shouldn't be finding out. That's the conflict. And yeah, because that's the conflict, the character needs to be in. Okay, awesome. The character needs to be in the closet, but the reason that they haven't come out is because they are afraid of being stereotyped. They're afraid, because this is someone who is accomplished in other areas of their life, and they don't want to just be another gay guy. And they don't want people to all of a sudden being like, ooh, what do you think of my outfit? Ooh, you need to help me pick out paint swatches for my bedroom. And like, give me mystical gay guy life and relationship advice, and so, yeah, there's a character, like, it has become one of my very favorite characters in the entire play. And yeah, so I was very happy. Connor really did well, like did better than everybody else on that audition. But also, people have been okay. Like in drama class, we like to make fun of each other quite a bit. There's, a lot of good-natured ribbing that goes on. Haha, this guy's a racist. And I mean, it doesn't sound great. Anyway, it doesn't sound great. It makes it sound like, I'm condoning hazing and things like that. I'm not. I just think that, like, you can joke around with people when you're in a drama class. When you're in a drama class and it's kind of the nature of the class, you take on different roles, you pretend to be things that you're not, that it allows for one, two, wait, hold up. Am I doing 6 or 8? 1, 6. Do 6. Anyway, so yeah, like there, somebody thought it would be funny to, yeah, start teasing Connor and being like, haha, you're gay, and of course the person who started that is LGBTQ themselves, so it was never like, negative judgment on homosexuality, but like, sometimes calling a straight person gay, you can understand how people's feelings would get hurt. Anyway, so feelings like, God, I probably shouldn't have discussed this at all. But anyway, I did have to put a disclaimer like, you cannot make fun of him for getting this part because he did really well and it's a really good part. So yeah, he got that one. He also got the role, and this is like very, very different. Yeah, a lot of people, especially my seniors, get to double up on roles, and he's also going to be playing the part of Linus is the gay guy. Um, see me just essentializing someone like it's all you are. You're just gay, and you pick out curtains. Anyway, and then the other role is Theo. Theo thinks he's God's gift to women, and he's always hitting on Sophia. Sophia is the only feminist in the school, the only feminist in the town. And so she's always feeling like she has to hold it down for the whole movement. One, two, three. Anyway, and so she like loathes him. But he cannot understand like but she's a girl and I'm me and I get all the girls, is one of those kind of guys. Uh anyway, kind of a knuckle dragger, but a fun one. So yeah. He did really well on that audition. Kind of gave me, like a lot of people gave me very similar takes on that one. He gave me kind of a different take on it, and I thought, you know what, that's fun. Let's go with it. Anyway, so yeah, those are those two roles. Then we got Daniel. Now Daniel came into this class, and he just caught the passion. Like he really really cares. Oh, diamonds. Anyway, he really cares about drama class. He actually wrote a zombie apocalypse thing for our Your Cylinder the play. It's we're making fun of various YouTube things. Anyway, he wrote that. Like he killed it. You can find it not on this channel, on a different channel. Just do a YouTube search for Your Cylinder the play and you'll see some things. Anyway, perhaps things you were not meant to see. Whoa. That is the weirdest weird noise I've ever heard Minecraft make. Thanks, Minecraft. I'm thoroughly creeped out. Anyway, so, yeah, that's a thing. Doop, 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 doop. Doop, 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 doop. Okay, got all my slots and spots. Boop, 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 boop. Anyway, so yeah, Daniel came in like loving this class, got really excited about it, got really invested in it, which like he's a freshman and you love to see that, especially when all of your seniors are graduating. You're like, oh my god, get me fresh meat. I need new people to bring in. And some of the gun. Why you go? Oh, is it because I don't have it on the right item slot? Yeah, that's the reason. Maybe. Anyway. So, yeah, he came in very excited about this class and very excited about what we do. And I fully appreciate that. Now, with a lot of his auditions, you could see kind of nerves and stuff coming out. And it was really just intent on like, man, we have got to find the right role for this kid. Like, we've got to wait, do I not have... I thought I had some mutton. Maybe I left it up here on top. Anyway, but I was like, yeah, we got to find the right role for this kid. Because, like, he read for a lot of the roles. Like, he's not a bully. That's just not his nature. He's a good dude. And so, like, I was having a hard time, like, pinning down... where we were gonna put him. I knew I was gonna put him somewhere. Where is? Am I missing the part where I had mutton? Didn't I have mutton from killing those sheepies? Did I? Am I crazy? I might be crazy. A legitimate. Don't sleep on the fact that I might be crazy. Anyway, let's see. What are we? 355, 260. Okay. Anyway, I'm gonna leave F3 on because I'm gonna go kill a pig because I need some sustenance. But anyway, toward the end of our reading, for the one that I know is gonna be the last. Thank you, Piggy. The one that I knew was gonna be our last scene in the play. We just had this role for this character. His name is Corey, and Corey just loves these other two characters, Leon and Xander. Like, just wants to be wherever they are, wants to do whatever they're doing. Just is like they are his favorite people. Anyway, so things happen in the play. I'm not gonna give it away. You gotta find out about it, read it, watch it, buy it, give me money. Anyway, uh, just kidding. I'm acting like anybody other than my drama students is gonna see this. Drama students, you know what happens in this play. Anyway, so the character of Corey is just all about Leon and Xander. Just thinks the world of these guys. And so and then has to cope with things, the aftermath of Leon and Xander not being there anymore. Anyway, really interesting role, leaves a lot there, but I also think it's something that he can totally take on. I just watched him get better and better with every audition he did, which was really encouraging. Now, we have a Daniel. We also have a Danielle. Danielle, it was this character who I could have gone male, I could have gone female. The character that I identify with a lot, which is Myra / Myron, is going to be Myra because, this is going to Danielle, obviously. Otherwise, I would not be bringing her up. But anyway, Danielle is getting this role, Myra. Now, the thing about this part is that she gets picked on for reasons that that she doesn't understand. She's like, what is it about me? Is there some sign on my back? And I remember feeling that way a lot in high school. But what's really cool? I don't know what Danielle's time is like outside of drama class, but I can tell you that she has been fully co-opted into the drama nerd world. My drama kids just accepted her and brought her in and were like, one of us, like we do, because it's basically a cult. And yeah, they brought her in. They were like, hey, we like you, be like us. And she's like, cool. and so yeah, this role, even though I don't know that she gets picked on that much, but yeah, she auditioned well for it, and she's gonna do great. So I have no doubt. And all these freshmen who are doing really well this year, I just want them to take it again and again. Anyway, so that is Danielle. Now up next we got DJ E-Rock. Now I don't have to pretend like you don't know about DJ E-Rock. You are alive, you are on this planet, it is 2021 or perhaps later, and if it's later, why are you watching this? What have you done with your life, and what decisions have brought you to this lowly state? Anyway, but DJ E-Rock, he came into this class. Now, I had him in an English class before, so I know him. And this is the funny thing. The character that he auditioned for, he didn't audition for many. He only auditioned for a few. But the first one he auditioned for, like everybody else was kind of excited about it because it's Cyrus, who's the nerd who's like, call me a nerd. I don't give a crap. I know I'm a nerd, but like nerds have more fun. Like I know who my friends are. We have our D&D crew and we get together. We play some serious Dungeons and Dragons and we have more fun than all the popular kids who were worried about like, ooh, did say hello to me and did like worried about status and respect and all kinds of nonsense. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Anyway, so here's the funny thing is that character mentions wearing glasses. They mention wearing an anime shirt. They mention like a bunch of stuff that like he totally had. He was auditioning for it wearing his anime sweatshirt and wearing his glasses and all the things. Like he legitimately basically was that part, and it was hard not to be like, and he did really well. In addition to looking the part, he actually really, really read well for it. And maybe it's because, there's an element of him in that part. But yeah, he crushed it, and so that's why he's Cyrus. Now, Felipe, here's the thing about Felipe. And Felipe, I hope you hear this, Now, Felipe can be great when he steps snapping his fingers all the time. Felipe is a spot on Felipe impression. But like, Felipe I've had for a long old time now, and he can do really great things. I mean, he's put himself out there, and so I've asked him to do some things that some of which he would have preferred not to do. Wearing that pink bunny costume. For real though. Anyway, I know that he would have preferred not to do that, but things being what they are, he got to do it. And yeah, anyway, so this play has a Greek style chorus. Now, it's not a Greek style chorus in the sense that we're going to have multiple people doing it and speaking in chorus, all at the same time. Which that would be fun if we could, but I feel like we don't have the kind of time that we need to teach 3 or more people, and also we don't have that many people to be teaching it to with all the other parts we have. So yeah, we don't have the ability to be teaching 3 or more people how to speak in chorus and just completely nail that part. Oh, why am I? Come on. Anyway, so yeah, it's just going to be Felipe being that chorus, which was a part that a lot of people wanted. A lot of people really wanted to be the chorus because it's not just your standard Greek chorus, because there is some interaction with the characters that's really not typical of a Greek style tragedy. I won't give anything away. Once again, you got to see the show. But yeah, Felipe did really well in that audition. He expressed some interest in the part, and also like, I hate to say this. This is not the only reason. He legitimately did well in his audition, but also whoever got the part of chorus couldn't be anybody else. And Felipe didn't audition for very many other parts, but all the other people who did audition for the chorus auditioned for like all the other parts. And so when I was looking at it, I was like, well, on the one hand, he did really well on his audition, and on the other hand, I need everybody else in these other roles, especially because everybody else crushed it on their other roles, and Felipe didn't audition for that many other roles. So yeah, that's how that went. But you know, he feels really good about it. He's really happy. I spoke to him on the telephone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Finally, spot on. Let's see. How many do I got? Says 4 down there. Let's go one more. Anyway, so yeah, Felipe is going to be our chorus, and so he's going to essentially be the bridge between the play and the audience, which is a very, very key factor. Means Felipe has a lot of memorization to do, and the whole thing hinges on whether or not he is able to remember everything in the right order. So no pressure, Felipe. It's just if you screw up, then it will be the biggest screw up of all time. No worries, no problem. It's just everything hinges on you. Anyway, but yeah, that should be really fun for him and for everybody, as a matter of fact. So yeah. That is Felipe in the role of the chorus. Hunter, this was a fun one. Okay, so here's what you need to know about Hunter. I know for a fact that Hunter will not mind that I mention that he is trans. So yeah, that is true. So anyway, the funny thing is that, you know, as many trans people do, Hunter worries about passing. And if you don't know what passing is, then first of all, congratulations on your super easy cisgendered life. Um, First of all, but second of all, passing is exactly what it sounds like. It's can you pass for a member of the yeah, can you pass for a member of the gender that you identify as? Because, you know, we conflate gender and sex, and I could go into a whole spiel about all of it, and some people would be like, dude, this goddamn liberal trying to tell me boys are girls and girls are boys and who knows what. Anyway, and other people would be like, you're not explaining it well enough, because you need to be more accusatory toward anyone who doesn't immediately get on board. Anyway, I'm not gonna I'm not gonna open this can of worms and pick this battle right now. It's not the place, not the time. But I will say that yeah, because Hunter worries about passing, when I laid out all the audition sides, he asked me like, hey, do I have to audition for the female roles? And I was like, you can audition for whatever you want. And I legitimately meant that. But Hunter originally was like, I know what I look like and sound like and whatnot. And so like you're just gonna want to put me in the female roles, and that's fine. Anyway, so I wasn't intentionally being like, oh, I'll show you, like I will put you in a male role, because to me it's just who auditioned well for the role, who could I see playing that part. And in the role of Jace, I could absolutely see Hunter. See, so Jace is in love with his best friend, and he's trying to get up the courage to tell her that he is in love with her, but he is concerned about whether or not it's going to destroy their friendship, because the friendship is also very important to him. And so, you know, really kind of a sweet guy. And obviously if you remember Carissa, the one from before, the one with the eating disorder, who has trouble loving herself because of how she views herself with such harsh judgment that nobody else has. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ooh, cool. Anyway, and so that is who Jace is professing love to. And boom. Okay, we're gonna leave that right there for now. Anyway, so that is the role, and it's really fun because that means that Jace, the actor playing Jace, identifies as male, and the actor playing Carissa, well, maybe I shouldn't say, like, I don't know how public, like, I am putting this out on a public forum, so I should perhaps be very delicate about whether or not I'm publicly outing people who are not publicly out. So I'm gonna hold my tongue. But like, yeah. Let's just say it's an interesting dynamic and quite a fun one. So I'm really happy for that. It's funny. I definitely shouldn't tell this story, but I will. When I first took over the drama class, I was basically told no gay stuff. Like, that was the number one thing. They were like, what play are you doing? And I was like, got this melodrama. That was my first play. I did a melodrama because I had an uncle who used to run a melodrama theater. They would put on melodramas all the time. Anyway, so it kind of runs in my family blood. And so the that first play, I mean, obviously it's a melodrama, so there wasn't any, but we wrote some in. I mean, just low key though, just like not obvious to anyone other than those of us on stage. Just real, just a couple of like little sly nods, because that's how I do, little sly nods. Anyway, fun, good times. Let's talk about Jason. So, Jason is, well, I guess he's not new to this class anymore because he took it last semester, but he's new this year. And also this is the first time that he's new because he was a distance learner last semester, and so now he's with us incarnates est in the meat bags because Latin is fun. Anyway, so yeah, Jason is with us. He read for like this is gonna be nope, it's the Steinmiller. Anyway, I'm recording myself crafting mines. You leaving?
Yep, that's what I'm saying. Turn back.
Yeah, I bet Megan's still engraving hydro flasks, so I might be here for a little bit, but
Well, have fun, I suppose.
yeah. Anyway, yeah.
If you open up the server and everything, we can play sometime.
Yeah, I should have it open. I haven't moved the files over to my new computer yet, but I'll be doing that like today or tomorrow. I don't know. I mean, might be going out of town right away. Might not. Haven't figured it out yet. But
if not, I don't know when we're doing it, but Rachel and I were talking about potentially a game night at some point.
yeah, hit me up. If we're in town, we'll do it. So, all right, see ya. Anyway, so yeah. See, how dare you say I don't have friends? I have a friend. 1, 2, 3. So anyway, where was I? Jason, yeah. He was an interesting one to know what to do with because I'm not as familiar with his skill set. Because I have not had him as long. And he reasons and purposes. Hold up. Ow. The results of sitting in one place for too long and being old are getting to me. Anyway, so yeah, had a little bit of a rough time being like, okay, where am I going to put him? Except for the fact that he auditioned for basically every male role, made it so that I had some options, and I got to use him to like, fill out things and avoid giving Preston too many roles. Yeah, because one time we did a play and Preston got 4 roles. And it was one of those plays where it's a big ensemble thing and everybody gets like couple roles, few roles, and like half of those roles that he got were really small, and 2 of them were reasonably big and really substantial. But like anyway, everybody was really bitter about it. Which actually, the fallout from that casting process led to me writing the first play that I ever wrote, which was Casting the Play, wherein, a frazzled director is trying to cast a play and the actors are being ridiculous. Oh, I need to F3 this off. Have you been sitting here watching me with my F3 on? That's weird. 1, 6... Something plashes. Anyway, regardless. So the fact is, like, Jason gave me the ability to take some of those roles that, honest to God, probably would have gone to Preston. I mean, why is it that, like, I don't want to over-explain this, otherwise it'll sound like I'm insulting Jason, which I'm not. I mean, I do on a regular basis see my previous remarks about, like, good-natured jibing, it's never any, like, I've actually pulled him aside before and have been like, hey, when I'm making fun of you for this, does it seem like I'm really upset with you and stuff? And he's like, no, I get it, I know what you're doing. And I'm like, okay, good, because I think it's funny. Drama teachers, we're not normal. I mean, if we were normal, we'd teach gym. I don't know. Which I hate subbing. I hate subbing gym. My least favorite sub assignment. Gym class. Weights. Ugh. Weights is even worse than gym. Anyway, if it's in the gym, I don't want to be there. Is that too drama nerd of me? Well, too bad. Deal with it. It's who I am. Anyway, so yeah, Jason, he got the role of Galen, who's a classic slacker. He made an interesting choice in the audition. He sat down and leaned up against my lectern. Everybody else took it standing up. And sometimes, just the little things, like you give a director a different look than the one that. Oh wait, I missed one. You give the director a different look than the one that everybody else is giving, and it's going to turn out for you because, if you looked at variations on the same thing multiple times, and then all of a sudden here comes somebody giving you something different, that's going to pique your interest. And so yeah, he gave me something different on Galen. Galen's a real slacker. And, not a very good boyfriend, as we will find out. But anyway, and so he did a good read for that role and gave me a different look, and that's why he got that one. And David, like, I could really actually see David is a terrible, terrible person, kind of. And I hate that, like, when you're an actor, you get it. You understand that sometimes playing a terrible person is, like, the best. The most fun that you can have is just playing an awful, awful human being. And so, he gets it. He understands. He knows that, like, it's not a mark on him that he can play these kinds of roles. But yeah, David, the other role that he got is he's a guy who his older brother married his high school sweetheart, and when he's spending time with his brother, he's like, "Hey, so is married life is it good?" And his older brother's like, "No, idiot. Of course it's not good." He's like, "But if you don't get married, then everybody thinks you're a creep. So you kind of got to get married." But he's like, "I married my high school sweetheart, and if you do that, then that's the only girl you'll ever have been with. And so, like, you need some notches in your belt, son. Go out there and live it up while the living up is good," is the advice that his brother gives him. And so he's like, "Okay, I'll do that." And so he's always got a main girl and a side piece, always, like, as a matter of principle. So yeah, he's really kind of a terrible person. And he's always like, "Yeah, you just got to make sure they don't find out about each other. That's the only thing. And if you just make sure that they're friends, like if you date two girls who are friends, then the one won't tell the other about it because they want to maintain the friendship." So, which I don't know if that's true or not. That just popped into my mind late at night when I was writing, and I was like, that sounds like something a terrible person would say. I don't know if that's accurate. It seems like potentially way worse if you date friends. Anyway, but that's just me, and I don't know. I have never two-timed anyone. I haven't thought about that before, but I've never, like, I'm very committed when I get into a relationship. So, but I know how to write a real turd of a human being, and apparently Jason knows how to play one. So normally those parts go to Preston. That's the long-running joke, is that anytime there's a douchebag, just a real piece of work, a real, "Who, this guy. Oh, have I been doing this with my iron the whole time?" Supposed to switch back to my stone when I'm not gathering minerals. Oh, that looks like obsidian. Wait, what's going on up in here? Oh me, oh my. All right, I'll leave this open, but I'm not gonna explore it right now. I don't have any armor or anything. So, anyway, that's Jason's roles. Next up, Jayla, everybody's favorite. Like, look, there's some people in this world who, like, first of all, let me tell you about me. 1, 2, 3, 1, all right, because when am I not talking about myself? Oh, doesn't it get boring if I'm not talking about myself? Oh, goodness. Anyway, so, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. So there are just some people in this world who bring happiness and sunshine with them wherever they go. And I am not one of those people. When I visited my doctor for a diagnosis of depression, it was the first time I ever brought it up with anyone, and I was like, "Yeah, I think I might be depressed." And he's like, "You think?" I'm like, "What? You think, like, you can see it that quick?" And he's like, "Well, you're not lighting up the dang room." This is an old doctor with, like, so many. He's like, "All I've got to go on is my 30 years of practice. So, yeah, I'd say you're depressed." Literally, wow. Both of those are actual statements that he made when I came in, 2, 3, 4, to talk to him about depression. So, good things to tell people. But he got me prescriptions, and now I'm all better. Just kidding. Sometimes I forget to take them, and then I'm not all better. But most of the time when I take them, I'm pretty good. Pretty good. But yeah, so because, like, I have my own struggles, like, I don't feel like I can always bring the sunshine like some people can. And, Jayla is just a delightful human being, and everybody knows it. Like, there's no one who is not excited to see Jayla. And sometimes people are, I wonder if people are thinking like, oh, you're just playing favorites. And it's like, um, I like all of my drama students. I do. I treasure them each and all. But if I'm talking about like who's gonna make it easier for me to like do what I need to do as a teacher, like someone who brings happiness with them and is like a 24/7 party all the time, like is just like guaranteed fun to have them around. 1, 2, 3, 4. Um, yeah, I, that's what having Jayla around is, and so like she delightful, and like she's had her own rough and interesting year, and so I really appreciate the fact that she brings it like that, and and I've told her this, so this is not the first time if she's listening to this, which she could now because she has a phone. Anyway, this is gonna talk about students' personal lives. And her social security number is anyway. But yeah, Yayla is a delight. Everybody knows. And she didn't audition for that many roles. I really wanted her to audition for lots of them, to give me lots of choices. But anyway, she yeah, she read really well for a couple of roles, for all the roles that she auditioned for. I think she only read for 2 roles. And in the end, I ended up giving her the role of Roxanne. Roxanne is the other girl, and in this relationship with is she with David? I forget. I wrote this stupid thing, and I don't even remember half the time. Anyway, good content. Yeah. So she yeah, she's gonna play Roxanne, and Roxanne is the one who she don't have to turn on the red light. She don't have to walk the streets for money. She don't have to sell her body to the night. Okay, just for the record, I am quoting Police lyrics. Do not turn me into the police unless you are turning me into the police. That's like, Sting, the band Police. I would love to meet them. They are awesome. But like, yeah, the actual police, not necessary. I am not saying, I'm just quoting lyrics from a song. I'm not saying that any of my students have been doing things like that. Anyway, regardless, yeah, Roxanne she's finding herself being the side girl for the 3rd time in a row. And she's like, on the one hand, she's like, well, this is who comes up to me. You can only date the people who approach you. And this is who approaches me. And she's also like, but wait, is this a pattern? Is it always going to be like this? Am I always just going to be like, only have a boyfriend around when the other girl isn't around, and only, hanging out in places on the other side of town, stuff like that. These are her worries. These are her concerns. And, why so much gold? Anyway, yeah. And so, she's concerned about how and where her life is going. And yeah, the thing about Yayla is that she's got range. She can play serious, she can play silly, she can do a lot of things. And I believe very firmly in her powers. She's going to be one of my only seniors next year. I'm only going to have like 2 or 3. It's going to be Yayla, it's going to be Jason, and if Arian comes back, hey, Arian, you may have heard that I talk a lot of crap, and I do, but it's mainly because I want you here. I don't want you, working a job and not being in school when you should be in school. That's the main thing. And so if I say anything upsetting, it's because I'm upset. It's because, I want you to think about your life. It's very important. As an educator, I care about whether or not your life is going in the right direction. And I'm concerned that it's not, because from my perspective, it's not. I could be wrong. I'm willing to entertain that thought. Anyway, But yeah, Jayla, Jason, and Arian are going to be my only 3 seniors next year. That's crazy. That's crazy to think about because I've got like 11 this year. Anyway, yeah, so that's Yayla. Kevin. Now, Kevin, interesting case because like the first time I had Kevin in drama class, he did not do much at all with things that we did. I don't think, like, if I'm remembering correctly, I might be remembering incorrectly. I might be thinking of another student or set of circumstances. Anyway, but, yeah, so, but this year he's done some really great things. Like, if you do go and watch Your Cylinder, the play, when Grandpa comes to play the piano, like, prepare yourself. You're gonna, like, if you have stitches, especially if they're in your side, uh, call a doctor now. They're going to be busted open. Cause yeah, he really, really has done some funny things. Anyway, I gave Kevin the role of Simon. Again, he's one who didn't audition for as many roles as I would have wished. But he did give me some interesting looks on some, like, even on some of the roles that he didn't get. Like, he had a read for Marcus that I could tell he was kind of messing around with it and, you know, not taking it too seriously. But there were aspects of that audition that were like, no, that part of it is working. Like, you know, he was playing around with like being over, like emoting a little too much. But there were parts where the emotion was not actually too much, and it was like, oh, that's more than anybody else has given. But it's also, yeah. Anyway, I'm just saying, like, he's given me some interesting things to think about. Now, Simon, the role that he did get, is a bully, and he played it really well. He gave a really good audition to this one. And Simon is a bully who, like, just believes that there's a pecking order in life. And is like, oh, anybody, like, you know, there's always, you know, my old man is always stomping on my toes, so I stomp on somebody else's to make me feel better about where I am. And, you know, whoever's toes I stomp on, they're probably stomping somebody else down the line. And that's how he really feels about it. So, yeah, he played that part well, and I know that it, you know, some of the people in this play are legitimately not good people, but they don't think that they're not good people. That's the thing about it. They all think that they're good. They all think that they are, you know, just and upright and good, but they're not. Anyway, yes, that's what Kevin got. He did a good read on that one, and I appreciated it. Oh, let's see. Luna. Okay. So this is where I'm going to admit to a slight bit of bias that I really wish that I didn't have, because there were multiple good auditions for the role of Zoe. Now, granted, I did say that there's the former student named Zoe who runs, as I've pointed out, all this. Did I do the hands? Yes, I did the hands. Anyway, Zoe runs all this. And, but yeah, all of the characters have Greek names, or names derived from the Greek. They're not all directly Greek names, but they are either directly or indirectly derived from Greek. And they all have a meaning. All of the characters either are exactly what their name implies, or they are the antithesis of what their name implies. And this Zoe character is a real nurturing, like, her friends call her mom and all of this. But it's funny because the actual student Zoe was kind of like that sometimes. And so everybody was like, you just based this off of Zoe. You just wrote a character named Zoe. And I was like, I assure you that I did not. I actually looked for other names that meant kind of the same thing, and I couldn't find one that I was entirely satisfied with. That I felt met the, the same characteristics that I wanted this part to have. Anyway, but Zoe herself, the former student who runs, as I've pointed out, all this, she she actually said, like, it's funny because last year I wrote the play that we were supposed to do, and then we didn't get to do it. And this year I started writing a play so that it would be one that we could do while we are, in split cohorts, hybrid learning, so that no matter what happens with the cohorts, that we can, that we'll be able to do it. And that's, how I wrote it, and that's how I want it to be. Anyway, so yeah, a lot of people have asked me, like, well, why are you spending all this time and energy writing a new play? Why not just go with the one that you already had? And I was like, because just shut up, I do what I want. Anyway, reasons and purposes. Don't tell me what to do. I'm an artiste. And I get very upset when people try to tell me what to do. Anyway, so yeah, this character Zoe is, like, not technically based off of Zoe. But yeah, last year when I wrote the play, there was a mom type. The character was an actual mom. She was a mother. She was an overbearing helicopter parent type mother. And the student Zoe was like, I want that role. I want that role so bad. And I will admit that, oh God, yeah, always throw your pickaxe. Always hit Q when you mean to hit W. Anyway, I will admit now that, part of my decision to cast Zoe in that role was based in the fact that Zoe really wanted it. And I hate it, like, I really hate knowing that actors want this part or that part, because it doesn't always work out that way. You always have to be thinking about what's going to be best for the play and not what's going to be best for the individual actors. In the casting for this one, it turned out that there are a lot of decisions that I was able to make that are best for both, and everybody's going to be pretty happy with it. Anyway, certainly I. Anyway, so yeah, I'm just realizing that I don't have my phone, and I don't know if my wife is trying to call me or not, but that might be a problem. I might need to go check on that sitch. Let me finish discussing Luna's parts, and then we'll go take care of that. Anyway, so yeah, oh, by the way, fun thing, just, anyway, jeez, okay, yeah, so Zoe, the student, actually said, like, because the character is based on me, I want Luna to play that part. And I was like, oh, don't put me in this spot. I don't like it. But then Luna did really well on the audition. And were there other people who read well for it? Yes, there were others. But in the end, I needed those actors in other roles, and it worked out. It worked out is what happened. Because it was one of the last roles I was casting, and it just worked out. Anyway, the other role that Luna got, which is fun, is Gianna, who Gianna is, I believe the name means the martyr. And Gianna is legitimately a martyr all the time. Like, she is always having to lay her own interests on the line for those of her friends, especially her best friend, who is always, like, in terrible relationships with terrible guys. Yeah, and this one is no exception. because she's the one who's in a relationship with David. Hold on, I'm gonna hit pause. I'm gonna go find my phone and call my loving wife, who is an awesome person who deserves to be able to communicate with me. I'll be right back. Okay, are we back? Is it back? Is it recording? I am recording. I do believe that I am. Wait, where's the part that tells me that recording is happening? Doobie doo 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 doobie doo doo doo. Oh well, let's proceed on the assumption that it's still happening. Anyway, so yeah, Luna. The martyr Gianna, who is always just putting everybody else's interests above her own. Now, the interesting thing about this character is that Gianna is secretly a lesbian, but she hasn't told her best friend because her best friend comes from a family, like her parents are very, very homophobic. And so, yeah, she just doesn't know how her best friend will take it. And so that's the only secret that she's ever withheld. And so, while she's thinking about David's little secret that, like, he always has a side piece. And in this instance, he has a side piece named Roxanne, who is played by Jayla, who's going to do great in that role. Anyway, so Gianna is a closeted lesbian, and once again, like, it was actually I'm gonna out Luna, in the sense that Luna is the one that I was talking to, who was like, hey, why are all of the, like, first of all, Luna made a hilarious, like, point today, was like, okay, from now on, like, whenever you write a play, anytime there is a single character who is not in a relationship, they have to be gay. And I was like, look, I wish that I could put gay characters in relationships, in as much as my first dictum when I took over, there's a fly flying around me. My first dictum when I took over took over the drama department, such as it is, was that I not include any LGBTQ stuff, and that was the one thing that I was told, which my students have always found infuriating, because it's a drama department. It's full of gay kids. Well, and all the kids who identify as all sorts of different things. Let's see. Since I've been teaching drama, I have had multiple students come out to me. Last year, there was a day where I had a student come out to me as transgender. Actually, they had come out to me before, but that was my fault that I did not pick up that particular bit of information the way that I was supposed to. Because it's not always easy to come out. It's everybody gets their own journey, and sometimes you just wonder how different people are going to react. Anyway, so in the same day, I had someone come out as transgendered. I had someone come out as non-binary, and I had someone come out as bisexual, all in the same day. And granted, not all the days are like that. I don't have enough drama kids to have different people coming out as different things every day. It just happened to be a very, it wasn't even like National Coming Out Day or anything, I don't think. Anyway, but yeah. So, Luna was saying, like, okay, anytime there's a single character, just make them gay. I was like, yeah, I wish that I could portray LGBTQ relationships on stage, and not to be like, hey, check it out, it's two lesbos on the stage, but to be like, no, they're normal. They're just people just like you and I. But yeah, baby steps. We'll get there. We'll see. Anyway, so yeah, those are the parts that Luna is playing, and I know that she is very pleased with that. So good. I'm glad you're pleased. Deal with it. Yeah, Luna had a number of good readings, gave me a lot of options, a lot of interest. There were a lot of things where I was like, okay. Uh, there was some where it's like, okay, you're reading for someone who's getting bullied and pushed around, and yet you're much taller than anybody who might do the pushing you around. I was like, I hate casting for like, you know, size, height, all those things, like things that you really have no control over. It sucks when a casting decision is like, yeah, they don't fit the costume. You know, the worst, the absolute worst. So I hate that there was any element of that in my thinking on some of those. But you know what? Ultimately, it doesn't matter because everybody is happy. So we good. It's just that I can't have, someone bigger than their bully get bullied and have the audience not go, hey, why didn't you just punch him back? Anyway, yeah, so that's why those went the way they went. Let's talk about Megan. Now, Megan has historically, this is what everybody knows, and it's a bit of a running joke, but also a bit not of a joke. Megan is really good at playing very young. You need someone to play like a, 3-year-old, 5-year-old, 7-year-old, definitely any age under 10, like it's, perhaps I overstated it a bit there for comedic effect, and everybody will think like, wow, she can play a 3-year-old. Anyway, but she is legitimately very good at playing young, and that is a definite skill. Not everybody is able to do that. You don't catch me playing young and be like, I am 5. I am a 5-year-old child. Anyway, you see how you didn't believe that? That's your belief was the opposite of suspended. Your disbelief was the opposite of suspended. I know words. Use them for a living. Anyway, so yeah. Obviously there were no child roles in this, and so joking with Megan about like, I don't know what you're gonna play. There are no children in this play. But yeah, she gave me a number of interesting takes. Well, actually, normally she's one of the ones, like I just have some of my estudiantes will audition for all the roles, like just anything that they remotely qualify for. They just audition for everything, the shotgun approach, like I could play all the things. And, we're a small school. I can let people do that if they want. I know a lot of drama departments, they'd be like, you get one audition. Anyway, so yeah, she gave me some interesting reads. I know that she was really hoping for, there was a part that both she and one of her bestest friends, you know what? I don't know the order of bestest friendedness. Perhaps I should have asked. I would not be surprised if they are the bestest of friends. But it's weird to assume when you're like, I think I know what your life is like outside of school. And they're like, you have no idea, apparently. So yeah, I try not to do that. Oh, come on now, dingus. Anyway, but yeah, there was a role that they both really wanted, and it went to Other Way, which like is not at all a not at all a slight on Megan. She reads well. She does very well. She emotes well. She is a talented actress. Oh, and she can sing too, even though we never do musicals. Never. But yeah, so, she is more talented than she often gets credit for. But I still found two roles that I hope that she really likes. Elena is an abused girlfriend, and ha 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 ha, I always make fun of, like anytime Preston does anything. Oh, because, let's just reveal all the secrets about my students. Preston and Megan be dating, and I tell her to break up with him all the time. Because it's not a secret, but he's not good enough for her, so whatever. Anyway, regardless. I told you put those headphones in. You get me in trouble. They're Sennheisers. They're really nice. You'll hear the bass in La Voce. Anyway, so yeah, Melissa is really frazzled, the senior trying to pad her resume before graduation. She wants to get all the scholarships, wants to get into the big schools. And honestly, that's one that Stephanie was like, oh, that I identify with that. And I can see it. But Megan also gave a really good read for that one. And I need Stephanie elsewhere. And so that's how that went. It was like, you know what? Like, this is where the really good reads were on this role. And Megan had a really good read on it. So I hope she likes that one. And Elena is the abused girlfriend. And you know what? It's a hard thing to play because you have to be able to play it sympathetically. Like you have to be able to play it because a lot of people assume that if you're in an abusive relationship that that you don't know better or that there's something wrong with your brain or something like that. But the whole thing about oh, you don't get to see them when we're alone. You don't know how sweet they can be and how nice they can be when it's just us. Is the way that a lot of abused women really think. And that is played out in that part. And it's not easy to pull off. I did not have too many options on that one, unfortunately, because I just needed people who could carry the emotion of it. And so, yeah, Megan carried it, and that is that. And I really kind of hate, for instance, Preston always plays douchebags, and I kind of hate. I just had a lot of douchebags in this play. It's very, women are great and men suck. Except, no, there's some female douchebags in here, too. There's just some unpleasant people in the play. But, yeah, Preston did get a douchebag role. And Megan got an abused girlfriend role, and I really kind of hate that that's how that ended up because I don't like when I typecast, but then also when someone reads really well for a part, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? So, yeah, that's how Megan ended up with Melissa and Elena. Now, Preston, it doesn't seem like it pissed people off. Preston got 3 roles, and I was trying to not give him 3 roles because I was trying to get more people to audition for one of the roles that I ended up giving to him because when it got down to it, I'm like, I did not get a lot of reads on this role. And I think that we just ran out of steam in Cohort A, and that a lot of people were like, nah, let's let the chips fall where they may. I think I've read what I need to read. And so I didn't get some of the auditions, and so he got that's how the role of Leon. Leon is he's a person whose parents really don't care about him, and he just So he kind of takes it like, oh, so my life is awesome. I do whatever I want. Except for you can tell that deep down he really wishes that he had parents who really gave a crap about him. And it's unfortunate that they don't. Now, Preston also got the role of Marcus, who is like the most toxic male of all time. And, you know, he is the one who is abusive to Elena. Wait, oh no. Did I do that? Oh, son of a... Not in Minecraft. I just realized I was trying so hard not to do this. Oh, son of a... I just realized that I casted Preston as the abusive boyfriend and Megan as... Okay, I swear to you. I swear I didn't even look at that when I was casting them. I didn't even think about it. Ugh. Now I'm angry. I want to go back and give it another shot. Like, find out who else read well for that role. Ugh. I'm so disappointed in myself. I just now realized that I did that. God. Come on. Come on, Badger. Get your head in the game. I wrote this stupid play. I should have known better. Anyway. So he got Marcus because he's great at playing douchebags. We all know it. And it does not speak ill of his character. It's just a funny running joke. But I'm really kind of pissed at myself that I let that happen. Oh, but who else would I put in that role? Like, I really needed someone who could pull off the toxicity. And with Elena, like, I needed someone who could play the emotional side of it. And, like, that's just how it went. That's just how it went. Because they read for those roles on different days. So I wasn't even thinking about it. I was flipping through different parts of my notebook that had every audition in it when I casted those. So, son of a... I'm just so disappointed. Okay, just understand that was not intentional, not at all. Anyway, so that's the thing. Sorry that is so, like, yeah, Megan Preston, I'm not, you know that I'm joking. You know. I would not intentionally do this. As a matter of fact, I was trying very hard to not do it. But apparently in the end, I was like, no, this is the role that Megan needs. And no, this is the role that Preston needs. And then, like, have you two thought about breaking up? I mean, but seriously, though, Megan, break up with him. Sense of humor about the situation. Important to keep. Anyway, so let's talk about another one. Hey, Sierra, if you made it to this far, hopefully you just fast forward and we're like, I'm going to wait till I hear my name. No, Sierra's new. Sierra, is a Frosh. She is freshman who, came in, like, I had her in my English class. And she decided, like, hey, let's take the drama class from this weird guy. And she's done really well. She fits right in with all the, you know, the weirdos in drama class, which is not always easy to do. It takes, you know, you got to be of a certain type of people. You know, the number of times that I've told people who wander into this class who just, you know, their counselors, like, hey, have you thought about taking drama? And I end up having to tell them, like, maybe you should drop this class. Maybe this is not for you, because we are weird in here, and if you're not weird, you might have a rough semester. But anyway, yeah, Sierra is just as weird as we are, so she fits right in. She hit the ground running and is, like, you know, doing really well. She had some really, really good reads, and honestly, I thought that she would probably end up with more than one role, but she missed a day of auditioning. It was one where we auditioned for a lot of those roles that I was like, oh, she might want to read this one and that one. And so there were some of those parts that she just didn't get to read for because she wasn't here when we were auditioning them. And so she only ended up with one role. Now, I know a lot of drama departments are like, oh, no freshmen auditioning. But yeah, we are small and we need our freshmen just as much as we need anybody else. And if somebody's killing it their freshman year, then good. And we have multiple freshmen who are doing really well. And Sierra has done really well. And you know, I hope she just, you know, like, okay, my freshman on here, if you are listening to this, Daniel, Danielle, and Sierra, like, take drama forever and don't ever stop. Like, just always take drama, please, for the love of God, I need you. Like, I mean, 3/4 of my drama class is graduating this year, and I need people who are just gonna roll with this forever. And so, like, I hope that you are as impressed with this class as I have been with you. Anyway, so yeah, Sierra's been killing it. She gets the role of Nikki, which she was excited about that one. Nikki is Nikki is a little bit of a homewrecker, but she doesn't care how you feel about it. Because she comes from a background of abuse, and she's like, I don't care what you think about me. Like, she is, just beyond it now. And so she's just trying to get what she can while she can, and she doesn't care if what she can get is somebody else's man. She's like, he was there, whatever. You know, and so it's a really interesting role with an interesting edge to it. And she auditioned well for it. Auditioned well for a lot of the roles, like I said. But yeah, played that one well, and she seemed excited when she got it. So it was going to be good. It's going to be a good time. Last and certainly not least, we come to Stephanie. Now, Stephanie has been in my drama class since the very beginning of time. No, not the beginning of time, but like since her freshman year. I've had Stephanie in here since forever. And she brought a lot of friends into the class, like a lot of people who are graduating that I've enjoyed having in my class for this long are people that she brought in and was like, hey, you should try this. And so, yeah, like she's been an integral part of drama for a long time, as have a lot of people. I mean, I can't say enough about my seniors. Like, my seniors, you know, Antonor, Queequeg, Connor, Felipe, Kevin, Luna, Megan, Preston, Stephanie. Like, that's a lot of people. This is too long of a list. I'm very uncomfortable with how long that list is. But anyway, like, I just appreciate all of my seniors. And, you know, Stephanie has not always been able to take drama class because she'd be taking those honors classes and whatnot. But, like, when she's here, it's always great. I always benefit from having her in the class. She brings good energy, good vibes. And, you know, she's always a leader in the classroom. I can rely on her to, like, help keep everybody else in line. Because, like, we talk about letting your freak flag fly. That's all we do in this place. And so, like, you can't have the monkeys running the zoo. And she's like, you know, the one who's like, hey, monkeys, listen up. We got to actually do things now. Anyway, so... let's talk about what Stephanie got. Like, first of all, very much like Queequeg, very much like a lot of people. There were some people who just crushed every single audition, like just did really well. And Stephanie's been very excited for this play, which makes me very happy. To be like, oh, I'm creating something that you actually want to do. Like, that's the dream. You don't want to create something and then have your students be like, I could take it or leave it. And so, yeah, boop. Yeah, so Stephanie's been very excited about this one. Now, here are the parts that she got. I'm just gonna stand still so that I can focus. She got Sophia. Sophia is she is the only feminist in town who's constantly being hit on by Theo, who thinks he's God's gift to women, and she's always shutting him down. And she's just really like, come on now, like, hey, don't like. And she even has a moment where she's like, well, he is kind of cute, and then she's like, bleh, nope, nope, nope. We don't think like that. That is not what we do. Like, she's like, if I have to, stay single just to hold it down for like, to try and make progress for the womankind, then that's what we got to do. And so she resists all of Theo's advances, and it's one that she told me she wanted, but she also read really well for it. And I know that there were other people who wanted that one. That was one of those roles that a lot of people wanted. And, but yeah, very happy to give it to Stephanie. Phoebe, Phoebe is the girlfriend who's being cheated on and is best friends with Gianna, who will be played by Luna, which, that'll be fun, having a Stephanie and Luna best friendship. That'll be a good time. I'm just very, like, we're going to finally be back in person after the break. And although, like, I'm nervous for how that's going to go for some things, like, just for my drama class, I need them back. Like, if they gave me the option, if they were like, you can have your students back in person, but for just one class, it'd be like, drama, no brainer, duh. That's the one class I need back in person, everybody. Anyway, so yeah, Stephanie is, she's gonna get to play that Phoebe part. And the last one, was a male or female role, Xander or Sandra. This is the one where, this is kind of a funny one. And I won't tell you, like, there's a little bit of an inside joke to myself in this role. But yeah, this character, their dad owns a dealership, and they're just like, why do I have to listen to stupid teachers? Like, my life is set. Like, and anyway, that's how Xander or Sandra is the female name. That's how she really feels about it. And so she's just like, I do what I want. I ditch when I feel like it, and that's that. Anyway, so that's the other role that she got. So there's actually quite a bit of range. So goes from like only feminists in town to girlfriend with very, conservative parents who is being cheated on, and to like, kind of stuck up kid who is only living to have fun right now. So yeah, quite a bit of range. A lot of people have a lot of range. And anyway, I'm very excited. I'm very happy. Oh, let me just hit that microphone several times. No, that's why I have a shock mount. You probably didn't even hear it. Magic. Anyway, but that is why all those roles went the way they did. Anyway, people, I'm gonna close this one out and get it posted on YouTube, and probably the only people who will watch it or care are gonna be my students, and that's fine. That's fine. That's that's who this is for anyway. So, I mean, typically I make them for no one to watch. So if you're watching any of my other ones, why? But if you're watching this one and you just fast forward to the part where I say nice things about you, then good. Hopefully everybody feels good. Have a great break, everybody. I'm hoping I have a great break too. And it's about time it started. I need to get off of campus. It's an hour after I should have left. So, I've got to go. All right. Bye, people.